We need a revolution of men saying this is who we are. You're not going to paint us into a corner and tell us this is who I am and put a mask on me, a nice suit and tie, and tell me to go along
what's
with
going
the sheep.
on.
How many of us feel like there's something missing? There's something missing in life. There's something missing within me. It's like it's right there. It's right within my grasp. I just don't know what it is. I recently read a quote where it said that if God wanted to hide, he'd hide inside of man because that'd be the last place that man would search. How many of us can relate to that? We're caught up in the external. We're caught up in the rat race. I've got to do this, got to be here, got to pay that, got to be here. And we lose sight of what's truly valuable, and that's knowing who the hell we are. We live in an age where society would dissuade you from becoming the person that you're created to be, the person that you are, in pursuit of, here, put on this mask, put on this suit, follow the assembly line crowd so that you can consume, produce for us, society. And we lose sight of our nature. We lose sight of ourself. We've put it on the back burner. We've put our identity on a shelf, and we'll get back to it later. But then, caught up with that distraction, caught up with this, caught up with that. And we lose sight of who we are. And then there's always this constant turmoil within us of, there's got to be more. And what's the point of this? And why can't I do that? We've lost our identity in pursuit of other things. And when we lose our identity, we lose the very nature of who we are. And that seems straightforward on the surface, but think about it. You've been given a mask. You've been given a guise to follow the course of someone else's path and not yours. And we're waking up to that. We're realizing there's got to be more to life. There's got to be something more than just this. And in order for us to grab a hold of that identity that's on the shelf, we're going to have to be in pursuance of self. Self is the bridge to our identity. And you say, well, what's the difference between self and identity? Well, the self that we have on, this mask that we have on, we've been conditioned by society, parents, friends, family, media, what have you. And we've lost sight of our true identity, our true nature, the nature to be man, the nature to go out, explore, conquer. We've been conditioned to just fall in line, and we see an awakening. We see a rise where men are saying there's got to be more. There's more to this. And we're going to continually be in that perpetual search of more until we go inward. There's that shelf with our identity on it inward, and we have to go inside to begin to explore that. Like the quote, God's inside of you. Call God what you will. Knowledge, the higher truth, the higher aim, a higher purpose, God himself. Whatever it will, it's inside of you on that shelf, and it's been placed on the highest shelf within us in the deepest, darkest room. And a lot of times we're not willing to go in there because, again, we're caught up in the rat race and we hate it and we want an escape. We want the key to the door to get somewhere else, but we never go inside to do it. The probably hardest thing you're ever going to do is begin to sit around and ask those questions. Who the hell am I? Ask yourself that. Then sit around 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and just listen. That subconscious, that intrinsic nature within you is going to speak out. Hey, this is who you are. You're not that puppet caught up in the rat race of life. You're meant to be something more. And that's the key word. There's more for us. We know it. We recognize it. We're hungry for it. There's more within you, and it's up to you to begin to find it and pursue it and bring it to fruition, to manifest that higher truth that is within you, that is the God, the truth, the knowledge, the wisdom, the ultimate direction that's within you, that's not hiding from you, but hiding for you. The world and all its external consumerism, materialistic nature, it's going to always lure you into the rat race, and we get caught up in that. We don't have time to pursue who we are. We don't have time to begin to go inward and explore who we are because we're taught, shiny object, chasing a squirrel. And we get lost in that. And it's kind of that dopamine fix. Oh, yes, this. Oh, scroll through media. Scroll, yeah. Oh, yeah, buy this. Yeah. And we get caught up in something else that's not us. Man's true nature is to embody his identity. But again, we've been dissuaded from pursuing that in pursuing the consumer, the producer, the consumer, the producer mentality that the world would get you caught up in because it's beneficial to them, not necessarily you. We have to go inward and realize there's something missing. And what's missing is my identity. And when we grab a hold of our identity, we realize, damn, I've just been pursuing someone else's goals. I've been wearing a mask invited to someone else's party and not mine. The masquerade ball of all. We got to figure out who the hell we are, and that requires going inward. And when we begin to pursue self, that gives us a bridge to our identity, and then our identity gives us the ability to create, to manifest your dreams, your goals, your life. It's an awesome fucking freedom, man, when you begin to realize this is who I am, this is what I want, this is the direction I'm going. And that's man's duty. Keyword duty. We have a duty to, again, call it what you will, God, life, universe, the very spirit of human. We have a duty to be excellent. We as men have a duty to be excellent. And when we realize that, we'll begin pursuing our identity and nobody else's, because it's our duty to be the best badass man that we can be. And you can never be yourself if you're always following the assembly line route. We've got to begin to go inward and realize, who the hell am I? Ask that. Meditate upon it. Contemplate upon it. And you say, I don't have 20, 30 minutes to sit around and figure out who the hell I am. Okay, well, 20 or 30 minutes a day sounds a lot better than 23 hours a day pursuing someone else's goals, someone else's dreams, being a slave to modernity, being a slave to the system, being a slave to someone else. You were a man created to be free, and if you want to be free, you're going to have to remove yourself from the mass production of society, go inward and begin to produce yourself, manifest yourself, grab a hold of your identity that is the key to creation. Your identity, your personality, what makes you tick is your road to freedom. Your identity is the key to your freedom, and we think we have an identity, but our identity, this what we have, this mask out here, this is just conditioned and painted on by society. We remove that, we go through the shelf with our true identity on it, and then we become free. We know who the hell we are. You're not going to tell me who I am. I'm going to tell you who I am. And there's a big difference in that. I want you to grab a hold of that. Never rely on somebody else telling you who you are. You tell the world who you are, and we need that. We need a revolution of men saying, this is who we are. You're not going to paint us into a corner and tell us this is who I am and put a mask on me, a nice suit and tie, and tell me to go along with the sheep. I'm going to begin to tell you who you are. This is my identity. But in order for us to be able to express our identity, we have to know who the hell we are. And that requires going inward, escaping some inner solitude where we gain insight of that inner imperative that says, you are man, become this. I love you guys. I respect you guys. You'll hear from me next episode.